Hi guys, and welcome back to my kitchen. I know it has been far too long since I've made a cooking video, but today is the day I am making a cooking video. So today, drum roll, I am making stuffed cabbage rolls. I like them. Everybody seems to enjoy them here. They're really good and they're not really that hard to make. They don't take that long, so stick around and I'll show you guys how I make my stuffed cabbage rolls. So the first step into making stuffed cabbage rolls is the tomato sauce. I'm gonna use 1 can of diced tomatoes, 1 can of tomato sauce, a 1/4 cup or 1/4 of diced onion. I got some minced garlic here and I'm gonna add some spices to it. I do have an extra can of tomato sauce just in case this isn't gonna be enough. So I'm gonna get this going. So now that I have diced my onion, I'm gonna go ahead and just add my tomato sauce, my diced tomatoes. You know what? I honestly think 1 can of tomato sauce is gonna be fine. Add my diced onion there. Got my minced garlic here. I like garlic, so I'm gonna go ahead and add 4 cloves. So I got my onion, my garlic, my tomato sauce in there. Go ahead and add the spices. So for my spices, I'm gonna use oregano, some salt, some pepper, and some basil, which I don't have very much left, so I'll just use what's left. 2 tablespoons of oregano, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, half a tablespoon of basil. So now that I got all my spices in there, I'm gonna mix it up and put it on the stove and let it sit and simmer for about 45 minutes. So while your sauce is over there simmering, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys a little cool trick about when you make stuffed cabbage rolls, what to do with your cabbage, how to get the big leaves out so you can have enough to roll with. So you take a big pot like this, and you're just gonna obviously fill it up with some water. I got these really big cabbage from Smith's when I was there. They are huge, so I gotta use this really big pot. So I'm gonna fill this up with water, enough to cover my cabbage, and then I'm going to put it on the stove and bring it to a boil. And then when it's boiling, you're gonna dump your cabbage in there and it'll soften it up, let it boil, and then you're gonna wanna blanch it. So you're gonna fill your sink up with cold water. And as soon as it's done, you take it out of there, bring it over here, and dump it in there. It should make it really easy for the leaves to come off. So another thing you're gonna wanna do while you're waiting for your sauce to cook and you're waiting for your water to boil for your cabbage, you're gonna wanna make some white rice. I like to put that in there as a good binding agent for my cabbage rolls. You don't have to do this, but I recommend it. It adds a good texture to it. So I'm gonna use my Instapot to cook my rice. If you have a rice cooker, that works as well. If you don't have either one, 2 cups of water and 1 cup of rice, that's the ratio, and you boil your water. When your water boils, add the white rice, mix it up, turn it down to like a low heat, put the lid on, and just let it sit there. It takes about 30 to 45 minutes to cook, but I'm gonna use my Instapot. So that's just 1 cup of rice, dump it in there, 1 cup of water, put that in there, get my spoon here, mix it up. Make sure your vent is closed. And you're gonna want to use the rice setting on your rice cooker rice. Get rice and just let it sit and do its thing. So for the actual cabbage rolls, you're gonna need cabbage. Look at the size of this cabbage, it's huge. Cabbage, 1 pound of ground beef, 1 pound of ground Italian sausage. I got mild, you can get hot if you prefer hot, but I like mild. And we're gonna use another quarter of an onion, diced up. And we'll add some spices, some pepper, some salt, and some oregano. So we're gonna go ahead and mix the ingredients to make the inside of the cabbage rolls. You're gonna take your 1 pound of ground beef, your 1 pound of ground sausage, your 1/4 diced, 1/4 of a diced of an onion diced. Got a 1/2 cup of cooked rice, a teaspoon of oregano, and make it 2 teaspoons. 2 teaspoons, a teaspoon of pepper, and 1 teaspoon of salt. So I got all my spices and meats in there with the onions. I'm just gonna use my hands. Sometimes you just gotta get in there and get it done. Okay, I got pretty well my ground beef and my sausage all mixed up together with the onion and the spices. Got it all mixed in there. So my water for my cabbage is over there boiling, so I'm gonna get this ready. I'm gonna pull these top leaves off of here. I'm filling up my sink right now with the cold water to dump this in when it's done. Such a huge cabbage. So I got the leaves off there. So another good tip is to cut out the inside of your cabbage. So you're gonna take your knife and kind of just stick it in there as far as you can to cut that inside core out. So I'm just cutting it around like you would like a top of your pumpkin when you're carving pumpkins. So now they got it all around. You should be able to pull this thing out. Oh, it takes a little effort, I guess. Break it loose. All right. So I took out the core part. All inside there. Just kind of pull it apart here. So now I got my cabbage head. My water is boiling. So you're gonna take your cabbage and just slowly put it in there. Make sure the hole is filled up. So you're gonna let it sit in there for a couple minutes just to kind of soften enough, but you don't want to cook it too much to where it's cooked. So my cabbage was on the stove for about 2 minutes to get soft. I got my sink full of cold water. You're gonna wanna take your cabbage head and just dump it in the cold water. Use my tongs, because that's gonna be hot. And falling apart, ooh, and heavy. So my cabbage has been sitting in the cold water for a little bit. And as you can see, the leaves should just come right off, nice and easy, like so. I'm gonna go ahead and pull all the leaves off without breaking them to get them ready to become cabbage rolls. Now here comes the fun part. You're gonna take one of your lettuce leaves that you peeled off. Here it's kind of, you're gonna take a spoonful of your meat mixture. And I like to lay mine on the edge right here. Just a big enough, I have to put 2 big spoonfuls on there. And then you're gonna roll it like a burrito. You fold in the ends and kind of tuck it and roll it. See? It's like a little cabbage, stuffed cabbage burrito. Easy as that. I got 12 cabbage rolls here. I got my pot over there ready to go for the cabbage rolls, and my spaghetti sauce, or my sauce, is done. It's been boiling, it smells really good. I'll show you guys what to do next. I got my large pot right here. I'm gonna take some of my sauce that I got here, put a little bit on the bottom, just so it doesn't, they don't stick to the bottom. Like a little layer on sauce on the bottom. Now you're gonna take your cabbage rolls, and just put them inside the pot on the bottom. See, I got mine layered down there on the bottom. Stack the rest of these on top. Got them all in there. Now you're gonna take the rest of your spaghetti sauce, or sauce, and I'm just gonna dump it right on top of these. So I dumped the sauce in there, I kind of swooshed it around so it's completely covered. So you're gonna wanna cook your cabbage rolls with the sauce on medium-high heat with make sure you put the lid on top. With the cabbage, it is gonna create some extra moisture, so this sauce will probably thin out just a little bit more than it is. It's kind of thick for me, but it'll be all right. I'm gonna go ahead and you're gonna let this sit on the stove for about 25 minutes, 30 minutes, till the meat is completely cooked in the inside. Okay, so my cabbage has been boiling for about 30 minutes or so. It looks done. It smells delicious. Yes. Yeah, even Wyatt agrees it smells good. So I guess it's time to eat. Thank you guys for watching me make my stuffed cabbage rolls. I hope if you do make them, you enjoy them. Be sure to hit that like button if you like this video, and if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe. Until next time, bye.